Hey everybody, welcome to another Plum Crazy Adventure Live Monday edition. We'll just wait a couple of seconds, let a couple of people get in here. I am live on our Facebook up here and our YouTube down here, so if you see me kind of going back and forth, I do apologize. Just trying to make sure that I'm keeping up with comments on both ends. So, all right, starting to see some people on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. If you're in here and you have the ability, because I know on the TVs it's a little harder, but drop a comment, say hello, say where you're from. I'd love to hear that. I know we've been MIA for a couple of weeks. We'll get into that a little bit in a few minutes. Just wanted to kind of have a few people pop in and see how things were going. So bear with us. All right. Starting to get a couple people in here. Good, good, good. All right. All right. So this evening, I'm going to be talking about things that have been going on with us with the Plum Crazy Adventure family. Been a lot happening. It's been plum crazy and not in the best way. Not so much adventures. We're also going to be talking about theme park news because I haven't done this for about 3 weeks, so I am really behind on that. And then if we have time, it is in my titles for both. If for some reason we don't get to it this evening, I'll talk about it next week, but I want to talk about the Disney Wish because her inaugural sailing was on Thursday, and I'm super excited about that. I want to talk about the Disney Wish, which is the newest Disney cruise ship in their fleet. It's number 5, and it's been very highly anticipated. There's tons of information on it, so it's a really, really cool thing, and I can't wait to share it with you and maybe get some of you on the Disney Wish for your future cruises. So let me see here. Kind of getting a little slow on people coming in, which is perfectly fine. Like I said, it's been about 3 weeks since I've done a live. So I know probably going to be a little bit lighter attendance this evening, which is perfectly okay. Anybody that watches or watches replays and stuff, thank you so, so much. It really means a ton to us to have everybody that will do that for us and enjoys these kind of things. I mean, that's why we keep doing it. Me being front and center and talking to a camera is really, really stressful for me. I didn't do so hot on my speech classes that I had to take when I was in college. So this is a true testament that I really enjoy the topics that we talk about. So I continue to put myself through this torture. And then as you can see behind me, I have a very beautiful background with hot air balloons. I actually got this background a few months ago off of Amazon because I wanted to talk about the balloon festival that they have out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I still haven't done a live about that yet. I would like to still do it at some point. That was the main thought process, but it has been so gloomy and blah here for the past couple of days in Pittsburgh that I just wanted a really pretty backdrop. So it has nothing to do with what we're talking about this evening. It's pretty, and I wanted to use it. So hopefully people don't get totally confused when they see the backdrop and they're like, what is she talking about? A cruise ship? Those are hot air balloons. So it's just as a heads up. Life news, there's different things that have been happening. A lot has been happening. Scott's actually not going to be joining me this evening, as you can kind of tell by my setup. And that is because he actually ended up being in and out of St. Margaret's, which is our local hospital here that's really close. Just getting in here. Hi, Deb. Thanks for joining us up there on Facebook. I appreciate it. So Scott was in and out of St. Margaret's for a lot of testing and stuff last week, and they actually ended up taking his gallbladder out because he has, or had at this point, an overactive gallbladder, which is really unusual, and it wasn't presenting in ways that was making, excuse me, making doctors go, oh, that's what this is. We need to take care of it. So hi, Chris. How are you? So long story short, very stressful past 5 weeks because he's been having, goodness gracious, I choked on my own spit. Bear with me, guys. Of course, I do that right at the beginning of this thing. Um, so basically, for the past 5 weeks, he's been really like lethargic, just not feeling well, having a lot of stomach pains and such. And not just with food, but it would be worse whenever he would eat something. So they finally figured something out, and we spoke to a surgeon on Thursday. And basically, the surgeon says, "You look miserable. We're taking it out." So he had surgery on Friday. It was outpatient. He got to come home with me on Friday late afternoon, and we've been recovering. He's got a doctor's appointment with his PCP tomorrow. He's got 2 weeks off of work, so it's been a bit stressful around here because of all of that. So anybody that I've had traveling in the past week, because I had 2 people that were traveling last week, I apologize for not being as on the ball and as being able to answer back as quickly as I normally do with my people that are traveling. And for those of you that are waiting on some quotes and some estimates and stuff on the trips that you're wanting to go on, thank you so much for your patience. I should have those buttoned up and everybody have their stuff hopefully by tomorrow. I was able to get quite a few things done today. So, oh, good. Deb's on our YouTube too. Awesome. So just as a heads up, thank you for all the thoughts and prayers and good vibes and stuff that everybody has been putting out for us as far as Scott goes, because it really has meant a lot to us, those of you who have reached out. I know not very many people know about it because I haven't put it out on our social medias, personal or on the business. So just wanted to say thank you very much, and we do very much appreciate it. And hopefully he will be back with me very shortly doing all the Plum Crazy shenanigans. So just as a heads up, that's what's going on with that. And then something else for today. Today is Christopher's 5-year anniversary of joining the military. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and then we'll see what he's doing after that. So congratulations, Christopher. You survived 5 years. Can't believe you've done it, kiddo. And then let me see here. 2 nights ago, JT and Nick were out playing, and Nick was on his scooter and managed to take a nosedive, busted his head open, has nice scrapes on his hands and his elbow and everything, and thought that the world was ending. So it's been an interesting household here. So hi, Mike. Thanks for joining us down there on YouTube. I appreciate it. So if I seem a little bit scattered, or if I'm just like a brain dead blonde more so than usual, bear with me. I do apologize. I'm doing my best here. And I really do appreciate everybody that is in here and listening to me ramble as I'm talking about these kinds of things. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for our life events. God, I hope so. I'm hoping things are going to be getting back to normal and we're going to be able to start doing some traveling and stuff again. Obviously, when you're curled up in a ball and you've got stomach pains and issues and stuff, you're not going to be taking a road trip or flying anywhere. So I'm really hoping that the surgery does what it's supposed to, and it'll be a new thing. Need a break from doctors and hospitals. I do. I definitely do. And I need a break from the masks because I haven't been wearing masks much, and wearing them in the hospitals, yeah. That was stressful. So, but anyway, hopefully we'll be doing some Plum Crazy Adventures and stuff soon. At the end of the month, I'm really excited. My parents will be celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, so we'll be going to Ohio to go visit them that weekend, and can't wait to celebrate that with them. And we're just gonna keep going from there. We've got other things that are in the hopper that we're trying to move things around a little bit and stuff, and we'll just see how things go. But anyway, let's get on to our theme park news, because I haven't done this in about 3 weeks and I have missed so much. Obviously, I'm not going to cover everything because I just, it's too much for me to try to research and figure out what's happened in the past 3 weeks. But I wanted to go over some things with Universal and Walt Disney World, which are basically like home parks and stuff for Plum Crazy Adventures, our channel, our family, because it's easier to get to than out in California. So Universal Orlando, the construction walls around the Mummy have actually been completely taken away, and people have seen the Q video being played inside. But they don't have an official date as to when they're planning on opening up the Mummy. I'm really excited about it. That's probably my favorite coaster at Universal, is the Mummy ride. I really like indoor coasters personally. I have a lot of fun with those. You can't see a whole lot, which is part of the reason why I like it. I kind of sensory deprivation and stuff, I end up enjoying myself more, which sounds weird. Most people have to see what they're doing, and I'm like, oh, I can't see it, so I don't mind. I think it's fun. So definitely one of my favorite rides there. I hope that they keep Brendan Fraser in his cup of coffee. I hope that they're not going to retheme it or anything. There was some rumors that they were going to retheme it over to the Tom Cruise Mummy. I don't think they're going to do that because there's too many people that absolutely love the Brendan Fraser versions of the Mummy, and I shouldn't say versions, but the couple of 3 movies that he is in, everybody really, really likes those. They have very high ratings, and so I think they're going to keep that part, or at least I hope they do, because when I think of the Mummy, that's what I think of. I don't think of the Tom Cruise version. Also, Shrek and Donkey officially have a new home. I know that Donkey was spending a little bit of time outside of where the Shrek Theater was, greeting and talking to people and such, but he is officially moved over to the over in the DreamWorks area, which is where Barney used to be, over in the Woody Woodpecker zone. So I think that's a really cute place for them to be, over in the kids zone, because I think Donkey is definitely going to get kids excited and talking, and things. So I think that's a really great thing. And it was very recent, actually. It was just this past Thursday, July 14th, that they came back. Now, the other fun thing is Fiona is supposed to come and do some meet and greets with Shrek and Donkey as well. She just won't be an all the time thing. It's going to be an every now and again. You're going to see Princess Fiona there too. So super, super stoked about that. And then while we're over there in the play area and stuff at Universal Orlando Resort, Fievel's Playland officially reopened, and it has the water slide and stuff going and everything. And that reopened June 16th. And I completely missed that. And I feel bad because I really like the Fievel franchise, and Nick absolutely loves that playground. So I know that's something that once we go back, he's going to be super stoked to be allowed to go back in there, because the last time we were there, it was closed for refurbishment. He was really upset he couldn't go down the slides. Also, King's Cross Station, it did have a scheduled maintenance that needed to be done in June, and I know a lot of people were really upset about it. I can't really see a whole lot of things that changed, other than at the King's Cross Station, Hedwig is now free. She is no longer in her birdcage. She is sitting outside of her birdcage. Really not a whole lot else has really changed. I mean, she still turns her head and blinks her eyes at you and stuff, but Hedwig is officially free. And then let me see here. Over Islands of Adventure, construction walls are up right across from the entrance to the Spider-Man attraction and other parts of the Marvel Superhero Island. Now, there is rumors and stuff going around that they might be doing a full retheme of the Marvel Superhero Island. I don't know if they would actually do that. If they're going to do a retheme on anything, they need to do a retheme on Toon Lagoon first, and then do something with Marvel Superhero Island, because at least, even though technically Disney owns the rights to Marvel at this point, they don't own the rights to the comics, and that's what the Marvel Superhero Island is all based off of, is the different comic books, and it's very apparent that it's the comic books. So I'm hoping maybe they're just going to do some refresh and stuff in that area, and Universal's going to put their dollars towards updating Toon Lagoon, because like Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, nobody knows who Dudley Do-Right is. I don't know who Dudley Do-Right is. I grew up very sheltered, so I mean, don't hold that too much against me for not knowing who Dudley Do-Right is. But definitely, it needs a retheme. It needs something to be done with it. Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. How many Popeye the Sailor Man cartoons and stuff do you really see or know about anymore? So that's something else that I think they're definitely going to have to go through and kind of do a retheme and stuff, because the comic strips, people don't get the Sunday papers anymore. It's like impossible where we are for us to get the Sunday paper now. So you're not getting the Sunday comics. You can get webtoons, things like that, but those aren't mainstream like what the comic strips on Sunday papers used to be 20 years ago. So I hope that they do something fun with it. I hope it's still something a little bit kid related because there are a lot of fun like water things that kids can play in, and there's like the fair games and stuff that you can do that's technically in the Toon Lagoon area. And then they also have this giant show building that I have never seen anything in all the years that we've been going. And that's something else that they could definitely put something into, whether it's another attraction, whether it is a show. I would like to see something there. I think it would be really, really cool. So we'll see. All right. Moving on. So there is a new Back to the Future Christmas ornament that was found, and I believe it was found in the Summer Tribute Store. And I'm really sad that we're not going to get back to Universal before the Summer Tribute Store closes. But they do have a really, really cool Christmas ornament that is Back to the Future, and it is the 3 dates that they went back in time, or went back to the future, and then future, and I my head can't wrap around that right now to figure out how exactly the dates go. But anyway, it's a really, really cool Christmas ornament. I think it's really cute. That's something that I would get for our family because I've got a couple of, like Noah and Scott are both obsessed with Back to the Future. I'd probably get 2 and then give 1 to Noah when he moves out so he has it for his own Christmas tree. So I think that's a really cool thing that they're bringing back, or not bringing back, they brought in. I also think it's really cool that they have done all of these different Loungefly releases that have corresponded with the Summer Tribute Store. There's a Jaws bag, Back to the Future bag. There's a couple of them. Actually, Nikki from Rick's Flicks, she bought the Back to the Future Loungefly bag, and then she went over and she had Doc Brown sign it. And I'm just like, oh my God, I would totally do that. That would be awesome. And definitely one of a kind because she had him do that. And then, let me see here. No official dates yet on when they're going to officially close the Summer Tribute Store, but they are starting the Halloween Horror Nights really, really early this year, middle of September. I don't have the exact date in front of me. I apologize. So they're going to have to be closing it probably in the next couple of weeks so that they have time to be able to put the HHN store in. And speaking of which, for Halloween Horror Nights, we're in HHN 31. That's the official one that's getting started. Universal's still being really hush-hush on things, which is really surprising to me. We, at this point, only have 3 scare houses at this point for the Orlando side, and we don't know what our scare zones are going to be, and we don't know for sure what our 2 shows are going to be. They normally do one like Lagoon show, and then they'll normally do a show that's over in like the Fear Factor Stadium. I am assuming they're going to go ahead and do another show at the Fear Factor Stadium because the permits were denied to have it torn down. So they might as well use it for something, provided that they could get the permits to be allowed to build inside of it for what they want to do. But just as a heads up, they have already started doing setting up like the lighting and everything that you would normally see in the scare zones, like especially around like the Central Park area of Universal Studios. They've got the lighting and the scaffolding and stuff starting to go up now. So they're definitely getting somewhere. They're just being really hush-hush, and it's like, I want to know, like, let me know what's happening here. So that's really exciting. And then for those of you that don't know, haven't been following, or just needed a refresher, the 3 houses that they have as of right now that they have announced is the Universal Monsters Legends Collide, which is in the Parade Warehouse. And then they have Halloween, which is the original Halloween that was in 1973? I think 70 something. I apologize, but that's going to be in Soundstage 23, and then they're also doing the Horrors of Blumhouse, which is going to be in the Fast and the Furious location. So basically, they've taken out part of the queue of Fast and Furious because they just don't need it. And there's generally a small house that's put in the other half of that queue that they're probably working on right now, which is the Horrors of Blumhouse. Now it's going to feature Freaky and the Black Phone. I know that we had done a speculation about things about 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, and those were two that were on the speculation, so they're definitely doing that. So I know a lot, like JT, he's excited about it. He likes that kind of stuff. So he's kind of getting into it. It's like, okay, well, what's next? Like, I want to know about this and what's the original houses and things. So it's interesting. Now, kind of switching gears a little bit and thinking to the future, which I did not segue that properly. I should have talked about HHN and then Back to the Future and then talked about the future, but here we are. Epic Universe, that is set to open in 2025 and the summer of 2025. We don't have anything more concrete than that, but they are going vertical on some things. I was actually watching Rick's Flicks, and then I was reading some different articles from other places that are down there and are able to do aerial photos and different things of it, and it's really cool to watch the construction. Now, as of right now, we've definitely been confirmed that we have Super Nintendo World. Super Nintendo World is going to have a Donkey Kong roller coaster type thing. There's going to be a Yoshi's, what was it called? I want to call it Yoshi's Playhouse, but I know that's not right. There's going to be a Yoshi attraction, and then there's also going to be a Mario Kart. And kind of excited about all those. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of curious as to how they're going to do the Mario Kart because I haven't done spoilers for the one that's in Japan. So I'm kind of just like, ooh, okay, like I'm getting excited. Like I'm not going to be able to hold out long enough for like when Hollywood opens up. I'm going to be watching people's videos for out there. But I'm kind of excited about it just to see how they're going to handle that. And then I couldn't find the press release from Universal announcing this, but I've heard that these two are confirmed. One of them is going to be a Universal Classic Monsters World, and then the other one is going to be How to Train Your Dragon. And I've heard that both of those are confirmed, but I can't find the Universal confirmation that both of these are going to be definitely in there. What's really exciting is in the Universal Classic Monsters section, it looks as though they're building like this big mansion or castle or something. And it's like, okay, well, which classic monsters do we know that have these really elaborate and really large homes? Count Dracula, that's one. It definitely could be. It could be Dr. Frankenstein. It could be his big house and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they do and then see how they do the theming and stuff inside of it. I'm really looking forward to that. And then How to Train Your Dragon. This one's been in the mix for a while, and it's actually kind of exciting. I really like that franchise personally, and they're supposed to be bringing in a whole new roller coaster where you're riding a dragon, and I think that's awesome. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I think it would be really, really cool to have that there. Now, obviously, there's some rumored places, again, that have been confirmed as rumors and not, you need to take, okay, sorry. And one is the Ministry of Magic. And I think this is interesting. I was kind of hoping that the Fear Factor section of Universal Studios was going to be kind of torn down and become a part of the Ministry of Magic, because obviously Ministry of Magic's in London, as is the Diagon Alley. So it would make sense for them to kind of be side by side in the London area of Universal Studios. And wouldn't necessarily need a very big thumbprint or footprint to do some rides or do a ride or two in it. And it would help expand the Diagon Alley a little bit because it's one of the smallest, most compact feeling lands that I've ever been in. Partially because, I mean, it is a little on the smaller side, but it's just there's a lot of choke points. There's only one attraction inside of it. Granted, there's some one ride inside of it. I shouldn't say attractions because there's also Ollivander's Wand Shop where you can do that show. They do other shows there. And then you've got all of the dining and stuff that's inside. But personally, I would rather see the Ministry of Magic go into Universal Studios and then maybe think of something else that they can put in that's Harry Potter related at Epic Universe. I'm not quite sure what that would be, but it just logistically, I think it makes more sense to keep Ministry of Magic over in Universal Studios. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to lose my voice. So the other thing that is rumored to be coming through is a space coaster. Now, I got like totally like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, because Universal owns the rights to Star Trek. So drink and breathe. Yes, Deb, I don't know how to do that. You know that. So I think it would be really cool to have a Star Trek inspired coaster. I just think it would be one of the coolest things ever. Inside, outside, I don't care, but being on the Enterprise would be absolutely awesome. So, hi, Erica. Thanks for joining us this evening. Another rumor that they're talking about is doing a Lord of the Rings land in Epic Universe. And I think this would be so much fun, but I don't know if it would necessarily happen or not. And there's so many things that they could do with it. You could do an entire theme park if you wanted to, just on the Lord of the Rings franchise, because there's literally like you've got Middle Earth, you've got Hobbiton, you've got the Shire with Hobbiton inside of it, so you could like shrink down to the size of hobbits, and go and check things out. You can go to Mordor if you're brave enough, and then you could do like an attraction that involves Mount Doom. You could also go and do the Nation of Horses, and I'm drawing a blank. It starts with an R. I apologize. But there's a lot of different things that you could do with the Lord of the Rings, and I think it would be a really cool thing for people to bring in. But I don't know if it's something that will necessarily happen. It's almost one of those situations where there's almost too much material in order to put into like one little thing, whereas some of these other ones and stuff, like they can really like condense it down and make it a very cool concentrated version of what the whole franchise is. So it's interesting. We'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully they'll start announcing some more stuff, because we're all going nuts. We want to know more. We want to know more. So anyway, want to jump across to the Space Coast for just a few minutes. The Gateway Deep Space Launch Complex has officially opened. Very, very excited about this. As you know, Kennedy Space Center has been going through a major refurbishment in their visitor center complex, and this Gateway Deep Space Launch Complex is the newest thing that they have there. So basically what you would do is you're going to enter the spaceport of the future, and then from there you can choose one of 4 space journeys that you want to do, whether you want to go to Mars, whether you want to go and see cosmic galaxies. There's 2 others that were there that I did not write down. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Somehow I thought my brain would remember. Like, I should know better than that by now. But you do have to be 39 inches tall in order to ride. And it's just a really cool looking experience. It's very futuristic. It is... you'll see like Boeing and SpaceX and different things there. And I apologize, I don't have the volume down on my laptop. Noah's texting me. He's in a movie. So, but it's a really, really cool thing. And it is included in your tickets. So if you want to go for 1 day or 2 days, being able to go over to the Gateway experience is included in your tickets. So I thought that was another really great thing too. Obviously, Kennedy Space Center, really, really close to Port Canaveral. I mean, you can see the ships coming and going and stuff from the Kennedy Space Center complex. So definitely something, if you're thinking about going on a cruise ship, if you're getting comfortable with the idea and you're wanting to go, definitely you can fly in a couple of days before, 1 or 2 days before your cruise. Spend a day at Kennedy Space Center or half a day, do some things, and then get on your cruise ship. Or by that same token, even go on your cruise ship and then come back and spend a couple of days post-cruise in the Port Canaveral area and go and check out the Kennedy Space Center. So before I get over to the Disney Wish, which I may not do tonight, I might save that till next week. There's a lot of stuff. I do want to talk about Walt Disney World because Walt Disney World's been like exploding with all these different things. I had a family at Universal last week, and then an impromptu family at Disney last week. So as well. So I had people in both parks. It was just like wow on top of everything else. But it was fun. Like that was a nice break for me compared to like the life issues that we were been having. So thank you for the distraction, both of you guys. You know who you are. So over at Walt Disney World and the Grand Floridian, Victoria and Albert's is set to open on July 28th. Now I've talked about this before, but I wanted to kind of come in a little bit because I didn't realize when I had talked about it the last time that they had done a completely reimagining of Victoria and Albert's. It's now a very Victorian style setting with a whimsical garden like theming to it. It is really, really pretty, guys. It's very pretty, like greenish blue walls and plush carpeting and these really ornate chairs and just a very intimate feel. It feels so fresh and clean, very Grand Floridian, for lack of a better term. And I'm really, really excited to see the changes and stuff that they're doing there. So if you guys are thinking about going and checking out Victoria and Albert's, definitely want to make sure that we get you your dining reservations in 60 days out from your travel dates because they're going to fill up quickly. And this is definitely a dress to impress and make sure that you got someplace for the kids to go because you're going to want to do this as a date night. So hi, Christina. Thanks for joining. Also, new this week that I just saw, BB8 is officially back for photos at Hollywood Studios in the Star Wars launch bay. And I am super excited about this. He's really, really cute. And one of the things they do is they have him up on a pedestal, and then he kind of just like moves around and stuff and kind of talks to you and stuff from his pedestal. But he's tall enough that you can actually get some photos and stuff with him because, I mean, he's just a little droid. I mean, he's not quite this little, but he's pretty little. So definitely glad that he is back. And he's in the section that you can get your photos with Chewie. So I do apologize if you hear Bruce walking back and forth. He drags his feet when he's walking, especially when I'm doing these kinds of things. So you just hear his nails just, it drives me crazy. So I apologize. And then Food and Wine Festival. That actually started this past Thursday too. Tons of things happened on Thursday. Like, oh my gosh, so many things happening on this past Thursday, July 14th. So Food and Wine Festival has officially begun. It is going to be the longest running festival that they've ever had. It doesn't end until November 19th. And there's tons of food. There is tons of artists and stuff that will be coming. So if it's something where you're thinking about going down and you really want to be able to take advantage of that, we can look at the concert schedules and see what's happening. If there's different foods and stuff that you want to try, let me know because certain booths aren't open quite yet, but will be soon. Like they're kind of breaking them up and some of the booths are opening up a little bit later to kind of keep the interest going because it is such a long running festival. But super excited about this. Food and Wine Festival is probably my favorite. I have a lot of nostalgia with the Food and Wine Festival. We went one year and did it with my in-laws, Mike and Debbie, and the boys before we had Nick, but Christopher was still home. So Chris, JT, and Noah and I all went with Mike and Debbie and walked around the World Showcase, sampling different foods, sampled way too many drinks. Noah ate all the tacos at Mexico Pavilion. We were all very upset with him. It's fun family stories, and I hold very fond memories of the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. So I always tell people, definitely well worth going to if you're able to swing it, because that's probably my favorite. The other thing I would tell people to do, I don't have one anymore, but you can get Food and Wine Festival lanyards that's like a gift card, but it goes around your wrist. And so you load up your gift card, say you want $20, $50, whatever it is that you want on it, onto it. It's basically a Disney gift card, but it's attached to a little lanyard that goes around your wrist. And then from there, you can just swipe it, stuff whatever you want. You're not having to get in your bag to get your wallet out. You're not having to worry about dropping something you shouldn't drop, losing your credit card, anything like that. And I really like that option. I mean, obviously, you can use your magic band too if you're if you're staying at the resort and you want to just charge to your room. But then that could get really dangerous because especially if you're drinking around the world, you're like, oh, I don't care, I'll buy this for everybody, and then you get to your bill a couple of days later, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I spent that much. So I like the gift cards and I like the little wrist lanyard and stuff for when you're doing the Food and Wine Festival. Now, a couple of things I wanted to talk about. What are you doing, Bruce? Bruce wants to say hi. You probably can't see him. There he is. Hi, Bruce. Hi, buddy. So, he's very upset with me. He wants to go lay down. And I don't know why you're not laying down because there's nobody in your spot. So, anyway. Yes, I love you too. Can you let me finish? Do you not have a sense of personal space? I'd sneeze on you if I could. Because he does it to me all the time. All right, back up. Go lay down. So, after that interlude, a couple of things that I wanted to kind of talk about with the Food and Wine Festival and super excited about. No. He's like, if I'm not allowed to be on that side, I'll come around on this side. Well, lay down. All right. I guess I just have a Bruce next to me for the rest of this. I apologize. Hey, Daddy yelled for you. Go to Daddy. Go to Dad. Moose. I apologize, everyone. So some different foods and stuff that I wanted to point out that I thought were really interesting, just to make us all that much hungrier than what we already are. There is an Australia booth, and I've always wanted to go to Australia. Eating food from Australia is like the next best thing, right? So they have what is called a grilled sweet and spicy bushberry shrimp with pineapple, pepper, onion, and snap peas for $6.50. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Like, I love shrimp. I like sweet and spicy. I love pineapple, peppers, snap peas. Could probably do without the onion, but I mean, if it's grilled, then it sounds good to me. So very, very excited about trying that. And it's only $6.50. These are very, I mean, granted, you're at a festival and it's Disney, so it's still expensive, but they're very shareable items, or where you only get like a few things. So on one hand, if you don't like it, you could throw it away and not feel completely guilty because you spent $20 or $30 on a non-tray that you don't like. But at the same time, it gives you an option to, like maybe you and a significant other, each of you try a few things, try a couple bites out of it, and then go get something else, and really expand the different things and stuff that you get to try at this festival that you normally wouldn't try. So that's one. I'm like, yes, I would definitely eat that. And then Canada, Mike and Debbie, you'll be thrilled to hear this. The Le Cellier wild mushroom beef filet mignon with the truffle butter sauce is back. And I know you guys actually really enjoyed that the last time we were at the Food and Wine Festival. It is $9.25 a serving, which is probably one of the more expensive items that you're going to find there. But it's a really good cut of meat, and they do a very good job with that. So if you can't get into Le Cellier for that awesome steak dinner, definitely check out the Canadian Pavilion or Canada booth in the Canadian Pavilion and try out that. Super, super excited about that. And then a new place that they have just opened up this year is the Fry Basket. And this one I find a little interesting because Disney at their different festivals has gotten really into doing beer flights, mimosa flights, sangria flights. They now have a fry flight. Okay, then. But it actually sounds really good. They have a sea salt and malt vinegar fry. They also have a barbecue bacon fry with smoked aioli, and then a sweet potato casserole fry with candied pecans, toasted marshmallow cream, and caramel whiskey. That's your flight. Guess what? It's 750 for all those French fries. It's 750 for a fry flight. I go. I want it. I want it. Like right here. Let me try. Let me try. Oh, I just want the sweet potato casserole fries. Like I didn't realize that I enjoyed sweet potatoes until fairly recently. My mom and my niece are like obsessed with sweet potatoes. Make them every year for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I can't stand them. And then started going to different places and had some sweet potato fries and sweet potato tots, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually like sweet potatoes. I just don't like the dish that they make. So definitely want to try that. Super excited. Now over at the Hops and Barley booth, they have not just beer. I mean, hops and barley. You would think it's just beer, but they also have a Chesapeake crab slider with tangy coleslaw and Cajun remoulade. Oh, that sounds so good, and it's only $7. So super, super stoked on that one. Really, really are hoping to get to try that one. And ironically, what made me really just go, oh, that sounds so good, is a friend of mine is officially working for American Cruise Lines, which is another cruise line that I can sell for you if you're wanting to do like American cruises on like the Mississippi River, if you're wanting to do out west, if you're wanting to go up north. Like, for instance, he's on the tour right now that is in the north, where you go to Martha's Vineyard and Maine and kind of go and explore all of that area up in there. And he keeps sending me all these seafood different photos and then these random videos of these sunsets and stuff up there, and it's just it's amazing, and I can't wait to get up there, and I'm so jealous of him, but I'm so proud at the same time. So definitely when I saw the Chesapeake crab slider, I was just like, that just makes me want to go see Austin so much more now. So definitely super excited about that. And I'll be bringing him on or talking with him in the next few weeks and talking about his adventures and stuff with American Cruise Line. So expect that for a future video, talking about American Cruise Line and the things that you can do with them. The last thing that I saw on the Epcot Food and Wine Festival that I thought was really, really cool is the Spain booth has a charcuterie board. And I'm finding I really like charcuterie boards too, because you get a bunch of different things and you get to sample them and try them. And I mean, there's very few cheeses I've found that I don't like. Blue cheese probably being the biggest one. But you get different imported Spanish meats. You also get cheeses, olives, and then you get an herbed vinaigrette. And it's $6.50 for the charcuterie board. That's awesome. And it's authentic meats from Spain and cheeses and things. So you're really getting a taste for the country. It's something that would be served there anyway. And I just think that that's absolutely awesome. That's another option that you can get. Obviously, a few of these are new, like the fry flight and the Chesapeake crab slider. Those are both brand new to the festival. Actually, the Fry Basket Pavilion is brand new. So everything there is new for the festival. Some things have been around forever, like the filet mignon in Canada. But I mean, how do you not try the filet mignon in Canada unless like you're a vegetarian or something? But like if you enjoy a good cut of beef, like that's what you have to get. So cheaper than making it at home. Yes, it is, Deb. Which is incredible to think about. Now, you got to think by the time you pay for your plane tickets or you drive there, your hotel and everything, then it's really not. But it's definitely a cool thing to do if you're in the area or if you're planning a trip anyway. So I am at like 45 minutes in here already. So I am going to hold off on all of my Disney Wish stuff. I'm going to hold that until next week. So make sure that you guys stay tuned because I have so much to share with you. I'd probably be here for another 45, 50 minutes talking just about the Disney Wish. So definitely want to keep that for next week. So make sure that you're here again for me next week. I will be doing 8 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube. I will have more things out and available for people so that they know for sure that I will be live. I didn't really do a whole lot this weekend posting because I wasn't sure how things were going to go, whether or not we'd have to make extra doctor's appointments and stuff today or not. So just wanted to kind of keep it on the down low, keep it mild. So thank you everybody that has been watching these with me. Thank you to everybody that has booked their trips with me. I am so excited. Like I said, I just had people come back from Universal. They actually did a split stay between Universal Orlando Resort and then out at Clearwater. Hopefully I will make a trip to the Grand in Clearwater Beach soon because they had an amazing time and the staff there is phenomenal. Really top-rate hotel. Cannot wait to share more of that with you guys in the future on our YouTube channel. Also had people at Disney this week that were super stoked about it, but now they're thinking about doing Christmas at Universal. So I'm just like, I'm so excited. I've got people flying out to Hawaii next week, and then people going to France the following week. And I'm blessed. I am like, thank you so much for everybody that watches these videos, that allows me to help them plan their vacations with them. It really is an adventure for every single one of you, and I am so excited to be able to be a part of it. And I just, thank you. I really do appreciate it, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So with all that being said, if you guys are thinking about planning a vacation and you haven't talked to me yet, definitely reach out to me. You can send me a text. You can shoot me an email. My email is megan@plumcrazyadventures.com. Definitely let me know what you're thinking about. You can also reach out to me on Facebook, comment here on YouTube, whatever it is, and I will make sure that I get a hold of you guys. So other than that, with all that being said, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure? Because I know I'm ready to get you there, and I'm ready for a less Plum Crazy thing at home and more Plum Crazy adventures out there. So really looking forward to it. And you guys all have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.